Hey guys, Beast Force here, and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. I'm going to be breaking down Season 5B for 6 episodes for this video right here. Well, the next video will focus on 10 episodes of the breakdown of Season 5, including Bend It Like Doof all the way up to the Dungeons episode, which I recently watched, and this was one of the most entertaining episodes so far. Even though there has been a lack of Phineas and Ferb inventions and stuff building like that, but overall it's not really focused on them. It's focused on the plot between Lucifer and Candace, filmed with plot A and plot B and plot C merging all together to intertwine it. The attack of the Candace suit book flow will focus on Addison's mom, the bad old days where Doofer returns to Drusselstein, and Mantis Fat, which is an when Phineas and Ferb build the mansion, the Nightmare Annator, which is actually beyond Phineas's gang's fears, along with Vanessa and Perry, and Doof in Retrograde, which will be the last in this video. If this is your first breakdown, you're curious to know how the rating system was, there's a detailed description down below along my other videos that also has the link down the description in my playlist. Scott Peterson wrote the episode called Attack of the Candace Suit, following off from the Candace Suit from the previous episode, premiered on July the 19th, 2025 on Disney Channel US and Disney XD. Buford's Candace Suit comes to life and tries to take over the real Candace's life.
Biggest banana cream.
Candace mentioned about bananas, which will come out later in this episode.
Do with all these banana peel.
She could have just double checked, but she's not in a good mood right now.
387 bananas.
Relatable biology happens to me every time I draw something or just write something with a pencil a lot of times. It hurts your hands.
But he wants more pie.
You are beginning to sound like your mom, Phineas, obviously with the oblivious, of course.
I don't have much to report on. Schmertz isn't up to well.
Doofer isn't going to do something in this episode until the Candace suit attacks him.
To be here 15 minutes ago.
I really love the shadow outlays the room right there as it's covering up the bits and pieces in there and outline the lighting through the bed and that. Very cool.
It's a bit of an exaggeration.
And Stacy, she doesn't appear much in the second half of season 5, but she does later on in the latest episode I watched.
Than me.
The inventions disappearing, Jeremy not coming here. Look at these puppy eyes, poor Candace. Jeremy's still working at Slushy Dog as he is a hot dog trying to dance. Look at him sweating, I really feel bad. He has to work in night shifts like that.
Keep dancing, Jerry. Sell themselves.
He's the Slushy Dog manager. Haven't seen him since Chipper the Vet, but he doesn't speak. But the first time he spoke was in season 1, Unfair Science and Redux in season 1. And he's still voiced by the same voice actor, Kevin Michael Richardson.
Well, ladies, I'm afraid I only have one opening. A petition to see who gets the job.
But it's so hot out here. Full shift.
And he's been working a double shift. I kind of feel sorry for Jeremy. But he has to work hard if he wants to get that paycheck. But man, he is sweating in his suit right now.
My career trajectory.
At least you're working Slushy Dog to get paid, but in 20 years? Who knows? And that is the first glimpse of the Candace suit attacking it, but we see it in the point of view until after.
Jeremy? Is this a butt dial?
As Jeremy getting attacked by the Candace suit, it says attack of the Candace suit as the title was already revealed earlier. They could have just cut that out and made this the title. That would have been better, just similar to the first Snatchers earlier. And the Candace suit is actually named Beatrice because Buford will say it in the end. And she is alive because of Doofus Resonator. No surprise there.
Look like Candace.
Good thing he didn't forget his phone. He's going in the alleyway. This gives me Spider-Man vibes. If they make this as a horror feel or like a nightmare feel, this episode should have aired near October Halloween. It would actually make more sense. As he hides in the tree, you get to see Doofer in the light while he's covered in shadow with every building around it. This is very good. If I see the Candace suit in real life, this would have gave me nightmare feel. I would just run the shit away. It will be like, wow.
Jeremy?
Kinda looked like you.
What?
Let's hear that music again. It's another chop away from my heart from Milo Murphy Hall as Linda's playing it. Haven't heard that since Out of Character when Candace was playing it.
Fuck off.
And she doesn't know that Doofert is in the Candace suit. And Linda and Doofert haven't met each other since that date when they were young in What Do It Do.
Candace.
I really love how you can see the mirror reflection of the car right there. This looks very neat. Jeremy looks terrified, and we all know what's going to happen in the next scene. And Beatrice can actually speak thanks to Doofert making it alive. And the Beatrice is voiced by none other than DP's daughter, Alex Provermeyer.
Long-necked freak.
You call her long neck? Well, you also have a long neck as well. You're making fun of yourself, Candace. Do you know that?
Are you kidding me?
Really loving the giant banana peel as they made it. They know how to do things right, as it's foreshadowed what they're gonna do with the Candace suit.
Candace is the real Candace.
Just look at the face, Jeremy. Look at that, and the neck as well. Look at it.
You try kissing both of them?
Oh, Buford, man.
No, busted. That's her.
The only way to say the real Candace is she wants to bust her brothers, which makes a lot of sense. But come on, they did not make that. That's a one way to get out the suit. Just use banana peels.
I am out of here.
As soon as Doofert Buford arrived, we were so close to having another attraction with Buford and Doofert together since Candace Against the Universe and Bully Bromance.
Hey, get off her.
And Phineas told the Candace suit to get off of Isabel. It's a Finnabella moment, and I don't have problems with the scene. Many people does. It reminds me of the scene where Isabella was closer to turning into a pharmacist, and Phineas saves her.
Get away from her.
And I understand Phineas because he would have got tapped by the Candace suit as well, so I can't say I blame him, but I don't know why everyone has a problem with this scene. It's weird to see Isabel without a pink ball. The last time I see it was in Candace Against the Universe.
We've got to stop her before she attacks someone else.
As the song is about to play, it's called All Skin Nobel, sung by none other than Severe James, who wrote another song on Phineas and Ferb. As the nighttime part, you can see the lights there. Really loving the skyline of Danville as you get to see the views of the buildings and the kids everywhere. It looks so cool. I really loved how Phineas and Ferb, the gang, Jeremy and Candace staring to the abyss. This gives me Stranger Things vibes. But you can't escape front face Phineas. I really love the Danville nighttime part as you get to see the moon as it flips into a puddle as the Candace suit step on it. Cool detail. Another off front face Phineas. I really love the atmosphere. It looks so cool and dark. I'm glad it's in night because if it was day it wouldn't be scary. Since it was night it is very scary. Similar to Night of the Living Pharmacist, but Night of the Living Pharmacist is scary. So is the Doofert turned into a workout.
Gotcha.
The Candace suit looks very squishy and flexible. It can just not be hurt. And use the bin to deflect away from Candace suit from attacking it. Very nice from Candace. And Beatrice got Candace, as we don't see it until we get to the later stages of the scene.
Don't touch me.
You care about Beatrice being alive more than the breadpoor Hot Tom, but he does get one when you get to there. Once again, the Danville night palette of the shadows and the light not being there, it looks so cool for the atmosphere in this episode. I am so sorry, but you're doing a great work. Great job, animators.
You'd be trying to bust the boys by now.
I'm surprised Linda doesn't know that Candace is in the Candace suit. Well, she is very oblivious.
You guys are so busted.
Imagine you were stuck in the Candace suit and you try to get out. That would be just nightmare for you. You would be like, oh gosh, what do I do to get out of here? I'm glad it doesn't exist in real life. Otherwise, oh my word.
Gonna help the boys.
And that's where Jeremy knew something is wrong. Jeremy knows Candace very well.
Come on over.
The banana peel becomes good and handy. Any Phineas and Ferb's invention becomes good and handy to help the situation. They know their stuff.
Who's going to help the boys?
Balji's gonna use a flamethrower to kill her, and look at the fire reflection on the head. Looks cool.
Am I sentient rubber living thing?
Have a point.
And Isabella agreeing with Buford, and that is rightly so.
It's waking up. Alone.
And we've seen that snippet again from the Candace suit from season 1, the first half of it, which builds up to where it leads to now. I really love that though. It really improves all odds, including Meat Plus in Seattle and Meet Me in St. Louis with the Meat trilogy.
I was.
The first thing she caught was the raccoon, and the lady ran away and she forgot her phone. Well, Jeremy didn't forget his phone earlier.
With garbage.
Imagine seeing the Candace suit eating the whole garbage. I will throw up.
Everything anyone could want. That up.
She's right for wanting to destroy you.
Even if it's not a real thing, I don't really blame you for that, Candace. But seeing what you've seen from Beatrice's point of view, from Buford, you kind of understand where it's coming from.
Making this so hot.
Not using the flamethrower.
Balji is really gonna kill Beatrice, and that would have been dark, even though it's not real. But overall,
Life? Her own life. You're right, but where?
Who's empty and all alone?
and we're back at the Himalayas. Haven't been there since the Kimberly Ultimatum in season 4, and we all know who's gonna be there as well. Nang Nang Nang. And this is the Kimberly's first appearance in the revival so far. He did appear in Milo Murphy as the substitute, which was the last time we saw him. But the last time we saw him in the original one was the last day of song. But that was used as the montage for thank you for coming along. And the Candace suit and the Kimpu are not alone, as they both find each other, as they're both gonna hang around in the Himalaya. Imagine Mr. Random comes back with his army. Candace suit will actually scare them. Hopefully they don't use a flamethrower.
Suit and Clipperloon, the magical old tiny bathing suit, already have the same last name. Perhaps they are suited for each other after all.
Compared to the Kimberly Longton, as they're still wearing parkas, as it looks very different. Ferb is still wearing the similar design, it is different. Buford wears a different type of clothes, as well as Balji, she's still wearing the same, as well as Isabella, but they're all different colour palette, as well as Candace, but first time we see Jeremy with it. Alright, that should be the end of the Candace suit arc, but honestly, the plot will start off with a 2. I know it doesn't feel like a Phineas and Ferb episode, even though the settings is Phineas and Ferb, while it's focused around Candace and Duther and other characters as well. Duther did get attacked by the Candace suit earlier, as he was written out of the character we see from here. The Candace suit was roaming around the city trying to capture everyone so she can be in the Candace suit, and which is funny, it's hilarious and very terrifying at the same time at the night. I wish this episode aired in October during the Halloween month, but it is what it is. And Beatrice is got to safety to the Himalayas by Buford and the gang with the Kimberly founding friends. Characterization will get a 5. I really love Phineas and Ferb. The gang tried to stop the Candace suit while going into different areas in Danville, while its main focus on Candace, while her life is always against her, but she knows that she needs to no longer control her own life, as many times we've seen that. And Beatrice is very alive because of Doofus versus Anita, as she trying to find friends, but which she doesn't by attacking people, until she met the Kimberly, by the way. But it's nice to see Jeremy Johnson as well. This is the longest we've seen him so far in the revival, despite being recasted, but it's nice to see him once again, as we do get more of him in the future. Everyone else is on point. Visuals, it's a 5. Even though it's not fast paced, I really like the Candace suit, how it attacks, and the movement, the banana peel which Phineas and Ferb made, and different types of forms of the Candace suit. I really also love the song and the nighttime of Danville, of the atmosphere which plays to the strength of the episode, and the Himalayas once again. Everything in the visuals done very well. Importance, it's a 4. Reason why it gets that extra point, because everyone's discussing about the Candace suit, everyone talk about, you get to see people talk about in their YouTube channels, and a lot of discussion about it overall, and the Candace suit actually builds up to this episode, which is the reason why. Along with Agent T14, which is the reason why it gets a higher, but it misses the mark in this episode. It is good, but not quite as interesting as the Candace suit, which is better in my opinion. Entertainment, I'll give it a 5. 21 out of 25. Less than the Candace suit, even though Attack of the Candace suit is a very good episode, don't get me wrong, but I do prefer the Candace suit more, but it doesn't really feel like something to me, but it is still very good, and I recommend you go back and rewatch this episode for your own time, and it's very interesting to see if you do care. The second episode of this breakdown is called Book Flop, written by Kim Robertson on July the 19th, 2025 on Disney Channel US and Disney XD. Candace annoys her brothers in order to help Mom with a bust of her own, Samantha Sweetwater. And we start at the store. We've seen that a couple times in many episodes. While they're building a lot of can of beans throughout the top right there, and front facing this as we see it. While Candace is calling Mom, the lengthiest and most through adventures of Lord Rabington, which is going to be the main focus of this episode once we get to see. I want to compare the food store in this episode to Roller Coaster, as it has textures, the size of the colors, but in this episode it has more of the sides of it, the logos, a lot of things with the food, which is a much more improvement compared to the first episode, but I do prefer the animation more back then.
To finish this book for her book club.
Linda has a book club? Remember when Candace has a book club, was it in Toy Story?
Linda Flynn Fletcher. Samantha Sweetwater.
And now we have more lore about Addison Sweetwater. She's one of the most popular characters in the Fireside Girl, and she has a mom named Samantha Sweetwater. I think she's the first Fireside Girl other than Isabella to have a mom shown. And she's voiced by none other than Anna Ferris, who known for being in Scary Movies, working the podcast called The Peekins with Jess Swampy Moss, which was the reason why she got the role, but it could be a Fury. And she also voiced Sam Spark in Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs.
Welcome, America. I'm Sam Spark. America, hi. I didn't see you there. It's me, Sam Spark.
The lengthiest and most thorough adventures of Lord Remington.
I don't think I can finish it.
Very relatable. I don't read books, but if you read a book, it would take so long, or just read for the next day if you're in a train or traveling somewhere.
Love to sit outside on my reading hammock. You just need to focus. Book is down here.
And we've seen the first glimpses of Samantha Sweetwater's character, as she can be a bit of a whatever she is, but overall it makes it very fun for the dynamic of the show.
But I've always suspected Samantha. She says she does.
And they were right. In the end, she said she never read the books in front of Ivy, but we'll get to that.
Turn has been made into a movie.
Tomorrow. The movie schedule? You could bust her, no prob.
This episode is not going to be focused on busting Phineas and Ferb. It's about busting Samantha Sweetwater about the book. So it's just change of pace, which I like in some ways. Some doesn't work, but this works in this episode. I don't even know what they're building. It'd probably be a fair or whatever, but with bananas and with vegetables and all that, that is pretty sick. And we see Addison and Ferb together. I wouldn't mind if they're together, if they want to go in that route. I know there were plenty of fan art of Ferb and Gretchen together, but for me it doesn't fit for me because Gretchen is smart and Ferb is more of a man of action. Addison and Ferb could work if they want to go there.
You have 16 items and the 15 items are last lane, Linda.
80? Get out of here.
Busted.
And you know, when Samantha triggers Linda Flynn Fletcher, she's gonna go full on to bust her, with Candace joining in. We have a board of equations, diagrams, and all that stuff. Addison in the picture, Perry, Phineas and Ferb, all that stuff. Candace is really labeling out right there. And it's nice to see Ducky Momo here.
I'm excited to spend the whole day with you.
Call up busting tingle.
We see many episodes that Candace senses the busting tingle in many episodes, and she senses it, which leaves her theory correct.
It sounds like someone is building something.
Distractions around here.
You can bust them right now and then go to bust Samantha Sweetwater. It would be a win-win situation, but she's focused on the main task at hand.
Basics?
Guys' lip balm, sledgehammer. Let's go, go.
I love that scene. It's funny. Once Perry the Platypus leaves, Candace drives away with it. That's pretty funny.
Seatbelts, Mom.
Oh, right.
Also, the same thing happened many times. Always put your seatbelt on your front mount, even though you're not driving, because you could get hurt. And I really like how we see Candace drive again. So she is 16, and this takes place after July the 11th, after her birthday.
Intel. Oh,
I really like we get more of the bonding between Linda and Candace together, as we've seen it in the original run many times, but she is very focused, but you've kind of been pushy, Candace.
Addison has an archery lesson at noon.
So it's in news, so that means it would be 12 o'clock, maybe during lunch. So yeah, the scout, she knows about this. We'll see.
Thursdays, I have archery lessons at noon. My mom's drives.
I know some people don't know which it takes place, which makes no sense, but realize it actually takes place today, as tomorrow was the movie, as it's gonna come out, the Ramberton one. So yeah, it actually makes more sense, so maybe at that time.
By 11:45.
How does she know this? I really love that Candace is one step ahead. If they arrive at 12 at the same time, they will never have got the book. So again, I really like how they're going full forward about this. Good strategy.
Guacamole?
And we do get Doof and Perry fighting each other, as Doof is using the guacamole idea, but it's not focused on them. Look at the wasted guacamole all over Dadville. I would love to eat that. Who eats guacamole? Let me know in the comments down below.
Guacamole?
Linda and Candace are wearing military outfit with guacamole covering their face, and Candace looks very similar to the second dimension counterpart. And there's Addison Sweetwater's house, that's where she lives, and there's that treehouse right there. As a character, we're going to see a return of it.
Oh, she likes to read outside.
Not as good as Phineas and Ferb's backyard, but it's a nice backyard to hang.
This thing off.
Yo. Ooh, that's better. Sleep.
Oh, Mom, the book.
I really love the dynamic of Candace and Linda, as she's trying to be focused towards Linda, as she always gets distracted easily.
Bookmark is only a few pages in.
And she is close to finish it, but in reality, she hasn't read the book.
So we know she hasn't read it.
And they are right, she has never read the book. Once we get to end with Irving, once we get to that scene, but he actually gonna appear right now.
You've really developed some skills.
It's nice to see Linda giving compliment to her daughter, very sweet.
Candace's mom? Is that you?
And there's Irving. Have seen him in the first 2 episodes, but since then we haven't seen him much. But in this episode, since towards then, we're actually going to see him. And he's still voiced by the same voice actor as Jack McBauer.
Treehouse could be a good vantage point.
Finally!
This made me laugh. This actually came out of nowhere, but okay. And we learned that Addison is actually a neighbor towards Evian and Albert.
A little intense.
Welcome to my world.
I always learned that quote from somewhere.
Welcome to my world.
Perry the Platypus always landing a good landing pose. I really like the dust of wind clears out as Doofer and Perry go into the sky. It's the generators from Stabby Bar playing Meet Me in St. Louis, and also in the Gecko getting licensed to bust, and also the Zoltrope from Tropey McTropeface. And it is very dangerous, as Linda's concerned about the balloon dancing guy, which it is by Phineas and Ferb.
Tension.
And Candace doesn't see the invention.
Infiltrate. Investigate.
Intel, infiltrate, and investigate. The 6 eyes are busting. Now we're gonna get to more of that.
It's probably illegal.
And that is true. You would be getting arrested for trespassing someone's house like that.
What? Sweetwater's back?
And it's 12 o'clock high noon now. Now you better make it run for it.
Lesson.
Reschedule.
And they were caught out like that. Candace knows about Addison's archery lesson. Now Irving knows about it. It really is one flip of a coin.
Your lesson got rescheduled.
Improvise. Mom's up on a zip line.
And that's what Candace said in the song, a zip line. And this is the second time that Candace raps since Candace part in Candace Gets Busted. So yeah, this song is a straight up banger. And this song came out way before this episode appeared. So it's nice to hear what we know about. But until now, I really love how Samantha's looking the other way. Turn around! And it's too late. It'd probably be the window being soundproof. I don't know. And she does archery lesson. She isn't a skilled archery, so she's learning. So nice to see more lore about Addison's life. The theme song is actually very similar to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the TV show, Will Smith. Another picture of Irving taken from it, as it is Phineas and Ferb's idea. It's a bit nitpicky here, but how come Samantha and Addison don't hear about that?
Checking movie schedules on her phone.
Are you getting the busting tingle? 5 is initiate the bus.
Now they found out about the schedule, as the book is forgotten for now, as they're gonna focus on getting into the movie to expose Samantha about not reading the book. Candy whips. Man, Samantha's packing food here. We haven't got much of Perry and Duther in this episode, but you don't need it, as it's fine.
If only I had some huge, colorful vision, wouldn't be going out of business. You guys are lifesavers.
We know that Phineas and Ferb hasn't appeared much in this episode, as it was actually going out of business, but a lot of ventures and their influence can do a lot of good things. Example, in the Dunkelberry imperative, they switched to different clockwise as the goats turn in different ways. The auto cell shot looks familiar, and guess what episode was it? At Your Age. And I know many people are divisive about that episode, but overall, I really like how it connects. I don't care, it works for me. It works for me. And without it, Vanessa will never have the car from her dad, Dr. Duther, buying the yellow car, which we see at the end.
Eyes on the prize, Mom.
They are really tailing Samantha Sweetwater and spying on her. I would have sued them. And I love how they're wearing fake mustache. It looks so funny. Look at Irving.
It's busting time.
As it starts, you can see Perry and Duther looking at each other as Perry smiles, which is so funny. What do you think? Will guacamole just fall out of the sky? I wish the farmer and the farmer's wife was there. You may not appear much in this episode, but front-face Phineas lives on.
Oh, there you are, Perry.
I said this before and I'll say it again.
And the Ramberton movie is very similar to Downtown Abbey vibes.
You want my
Linda! Here!
You made it.
And all the moms here. Isabella's mom, Baljeet's mom, Buford's mom, Charlene Duther, Vanessa's mom, Jeremy's mom, Miss Johnson, and also Stacy's mom, Dr. Harino.
Here, you made it.
I'm surprised that Baljeet's mother doesn't have a first name. I'm going to call her Priya Tinder, Baljeet's mother's name. Fun fact, that's actually her first speaking role since Not Phineas and Ferb in season 2, and she's still voiced by the original voice actress.
Didn't you get our group tags? None of us could finish the book, so we thought, what the heck, let's go see the movie instead.
And she just played her. Samantha Sweetwater is always one step ahead, but Candace turned off her phone, which is the reason why she doesn't get a text. That's what happens when Candace goes too focused, which can lead up to things like this.
Did you come here to cheat? So busted.
And Samantha Sweetwater outplayed her twice. Early in this episode and this part right here, man, she's just too good. I'd like to see her again.
You dressed as Lord Ramblington?
Yes, I was. You know, you really impressed me.
Another nitpicky of this episode is, where's the security? Why didn't they stop them from going inside? Or they just pay tickets or whatever.
Step 6. Inevitable failure.
Bet the book is better.
No, I never read the books.
And he's saying the book is better, which I kind of agree. Sometimes the movie could be better than the book, or the book could be better than the movie. It's like some things goes into what we can find.
Never read the books.
Oh, cool story, Addison's mom.
Samantha Sweetwater has a similar hair design as Teen Addison in At Your Age, but her hair goes straight as differently, as she has a hair tie unlike her mother. How does she rise like this? She is bigger than Irving. And we see a montage of the candy suit chasing everyone. And also the soundtrack is familiar. It's what might have been in At Your Age, the instrumental version. For me, the saddest song of Phineas and Ferb. 2 At Your Age references in this episode. This one and the auto sales one. Could it be a tease for like in future episodes about At Your Age of a sequel, which might be getting in the future? Every time I hear what might have been, this always gives me chill down my spine, in a sad way. This episode was very enjoyable and very fun to watch. Overall, the plot will get 3. We learned about Samantha Sweetwater reading the book about the Lord Ramberton, as she has the book while she hasn't read it, which reveals it towards the end. I really like Irving along with Candace and Linda working together to find the book, even though it turned out they learned about the scheduling. And we do get to see Phineas and Ferb saving the autosale, which was the same shot from the At Your Age. and less than Duther and Perry, even though they appear in cameo as they fight each other, with Perry winning, which isn't a surprise, and the ending outcome with the plot twist with Linda not knowing her notifications, which is focused on getting the book, which leads her to a downfall and failure. Not fully the downfall, more like getting busted by her, with Samantha Sweetwater wins. Characterization will get a 5. We see some strongest characterization in the revival so far, and this is one of them. I really love that we focus on Candace and Linda working together to get the Book of Ramington together, as well as Irving helping along the way, which makes that dynamic fun and interesting. I really like that we get to see more of Addison's life, as she has a mom and she lives here, and she also does archery lessons, even without Isabella. Phineas and Ferb appears a cameo as they do own thing to stop the auto sales from going out of business, which is the reason why Vanessa has a car in At Your Age. Do you think that Perry asks the same? But Samantha Sweetwater is very interesting. There are characters I don't care or just but she is very interesting. A rival of Linda. She's not an enemy or evil. She's just like wanting to make fun of her, like busting her, and she successfully did twice earlier in the episode and the end of the episode when they went to the cinema, with Linda focusing other than looking at her notifications, and it was very fun. I wouldn't mind if Samantha Sweetwater comes back. She would be very interesting, but for one-off character, it's okay. Visuals, it's a 5. The pacing of this episode's done really well. The song with Stuck in the Zip Line was very good. Candace and Linda doing the army dress up thing with Irving, which is pretty cool. Really love the guacamole with Duther, and a lot of things of the dynamic which keeps you interested. Importance is a 3, no doubt about it. This episode was very interesting, which plays up to the strength where many fans actually liked this episode. I would have gave it more than that, but overall I have to be biased. Entertainment will get a 5. And it's the same score as The Attack of the Candace Suit, which is a 21 out of 25 as well. The Attack of the Candace Suit is a very good episode, but if I enjoy it more, it's Book Club. It's much more engaging with Candace and Linda with the dynamic together. Samantha Sweetwater learning more about Addison and the movie as well about Lord Ramington. Everything else is well done and very well put in. I really enjoyed it. It was a great episode nonetheless. Oscar Limas and Olivia also wrote an episode called The Bad Old Days, premiered on July the 26th, 2025 on Disney Channel US and Disney XD. Vanessa and Doof travel to Jusselstein while the boys dig for Mom's lost wedding ring.
I gotta hand it to you.
And we've seen the blueprint design of the breadball hot tub, and we don't get to see it until a couple episodes, which will be very long.
I know what we're gonna do today.
My wedding ring. It slipped off down the drain.
And that's the third time someone lost their jewelry in a certain episode. Linda lost her earrings in Does the Dot Bill Make Me Fat, and Miss Garcia Shapiro with her wedding ring in No Bunny Business.
All the tracking chip after the llama incident.
Dan and Jeff Swampy Marsh really love mentioning about the llama since the original run and Milo Murphy's Law. Maybe you should have called a plumber like Vivian Garcia Shapiro did.
I know what we're actually gonna do today.
This is many people hate this joke because of that goat sound. I don't mind it as long as it's used, but this is outdated now. But overall, I just don't really care.
Congratulations due to your upcoming 17th birthday.
It said upcoming, so she's not 17 just yet. So this episode takes place before June the 15th, which was also Lawrence and Linda's wedding anniversary too.
Jusselstinian citizenship.
Another new thing that's happening in the show is Vanessa going to Jusselstein for the first time.
The old country was terrible.
This was way before you were born, Vanessa, with Heinz Duffer going through all the shit because of his parents and his brother. You can see 2 Doofus nurses. It's just a Smith frame with the animation left behind. And they're going to Gimmichel, and they have no idea. And Doofer packed the bags very quickly. He is fast. Nice plane transition.
The family home needed such an extensive drainage system.
Yeah, and of course it has to do with Alka for entrance for Perry.
It's redacted area. Look.
Your mom's ring.
She is using her blue nail polish instead of red, which suits for her color.
Where's Perry?
While Perry's going to his lair, you get to see the drills drilling it as you see a trail of it, which is a nice detail as Perry go through as well, as you get to see how it's trailed up there. Very good thing right here.
Go. Doofenshmirtz will be there. Keep an eye on.
I was about to say the same thing, but you beat me to it, Major Monogram. And she enters Perry's lair for the first time. Other than that, Phineas and Ferb entered the lair twice, and one of them being the second dimension. I already did a breakdown with, and Lawrence in the episode in season 2.
She'll probably be fine. Made of sturdy stuff.
We love that you can see a different types of diamonds as it's made out of blue, as you can see. Game of Straw Airport. Haven't seen it in a couple episodes, but that's new.
Kick us out mid-flight.
Then how did you get there in the episode called the Dingleberry Imperative for your driver's license driving test faults?
Service, thank goodness.
Difference. When did change become legal here?
Since the Happy New Year episode, which is the last episode, the chronological order of Phineas and Ferb before season 5 began. And Jusselstein has changed a lot. We didn't see that in Father's Day, as it still looked the same as before from the original one. Now it's changed. I think it has to do with Phineas and Ferb's influence while changing the goat around in the Dingleberry Imperative as they left. But in their influence is the reason why Jusselstein has changed. And that could be done, but it's just a theory. But that could be actually true. I really love this building with the windows and the layout with the gate. It looks so good.
Heinz or Vanessa?
His parents never turned up to his birth, which is mentioned again.
What's complete wrangling a pig? Come give dance of contrition.
And that's a callback to the song in One Good Turn. You will not speak French. 9!
Don't show up for things. Enthusiastically warn you of how don't do great, sweetie.
Backstory building already.
As modern society has changed a lot, Vanessa will do actually fine with this, as it is compared to the different eras of it. And those are the mole people that live underground. And that has to be Alison Stoller doing the voice.
Okay, I've already been the Queen of Mars.
And the Queen of Ants in Giants. You kind of forgot about that.
Take rejection well. Idea.
Hop on! Back and in greater numbers.
Every time we mention about the mole people, I think about Scott the Undergrounder in Milo Murphy's Law, who does appear in the cameo in the latest episode I watched. See, this is very different compared to Doofenshmirtz, Heinz Doofenshmirtz's era.
The roof is now 85% lated, like I did.
Why are you gonna hate it like your daughter did? Your daughter wants a new change of something with different societies. It's not the same era that used to be Doofenshmirtz. And we're back at Doofenshmirtz's old home. The last time we've been there was in Father's Day, where Heinz Doofenshmirtz was going to visit his father to give the gnome with something which was broken because of it.
Preparation for your arrival. We've taken a vacation.
My love to Nessa, please don't call Mom.
Of course, they're just parents as usual, just like before. And overall, that's an excuse because Mama Doofenshmirtz's voice actress, Carlos Leach, passed away in 2021, which is a good excuse to use it, so I can't really blame the writers for doing that.
I'll hang with your new friends.
And stay with you.
Vanessa started to care about her father a lot than the previous season, even though she does at times. Now we're in Heinz Doofenshmirtz's old room, back to old memory lane.
Dingy little room.
The song is called Take Me Back to the Bad Old Days, sung by Dr. Doofenshmirtz, with living about his past. And there's the continuity on the side of what things happen in Doofenshmirtz flashback in the episode in the original one. Doofenshmirtz may have gone taller, but the room looks the same as before, as you get to see the old filter of that. Doofenshmirtz is very first in here, and it's smaller compared to the bigger one in Unfair Science Fair, which we see. And we see a cameo of Doofenshmirtz's father from the past. Doofenshmirtz in bed, sleeping alone. As Doofenshmirtz as a gnome, you get to see how the daytime shifted to the nighttime with the shadow overlay. This looks very well done, and it's very well detailed, very well. The images you can't see clear, but you can see some of them, like parents failed to show at his birth again, the Kimber Loompa, raising by ocelots. And we do see Doofus laying down in the floor. We do see that extra in the end credits.
And then Vanessa can have her own backstory.
Mom's ring.
Oh, look at that front face here while closing his eyes and smiling.
And this rock. Let's get to chipping. Sediment is unstable.
And she found it right underground. You thought this would be easy with the digging. Well, Candace can do it for other circumstances for her own reasons. But then again, you should have listened to Phineas and take care of Fully. But front face Phineas.
Bad news is...
If you listen to Phineas Candace, you would have been stuck here. But they do find a way out of here. So, to front face Phineas.
We're trapped.
Downgrade an Nathan.
He's using his downgrading it so he can turn Jusceline back to where it was. Heinz Doofus, stop living in the past, just live in the present. Look at your daughter Doofus. You raised her very well and you trying to do this for that? Very disappointing of you.
Go wait till Vanessa sees this. The kickball field and Vanessa.
I really like how you can see the car parts, the stadium right there with the kickball with Vanessa being there. This looks very neat.
For emotional reasons. Look at my Nessa. Having fun in Jerusalem. Never had that. It's nice to see.
He was using the downgrading here to destroy everything, but realizing that Vanessa having fun in Jerusalem, that's where Heinz Doofus stops. And he started to realize that Vanessa has gone through a lot from her father, Heinz, raising him very well to be here right now. And it's a very touching moment.
Never there for my kickball moment. Gonna be there for Vanessa.
Heinz Doofus, you are way better than your parents. And there are plenty of things that can be in real life that their parents can be better than their parents. And their kids could be better than them. That shows you how the new generation works. And Doofus knows how to kill. He's improved since Thunderous and 4.
Citizen. Just like you.
Way to go, Dad.
And that shows another glimpse why Heinz Doofus will always be a great father no matter what. That shows you how Vanessa is raised well. Well done.
That's why I moved as far from here as I possibly could. Get behind the platypus. Ow! Ow!
You hear that? That's the real GOAT song. This is what it should have been sound like from the beginning. Told you they will find a way out no matter how. And that's the 5th time Perry the Platypus rejoins the gang, but nobody noticed. The latest one was in Claudio the Chancellor Bomb and the Kimperloo Ultimatum in Season 4.
Oh, my ring! Thank you. Candace found it.
Man, Lawrence is covered in the draining pipes. Look at him with his face. How could he see without his eyes not looking?
Your ring to it. Nobody gets me.
I do, even though you want to have fun. Get it? Alright, time for the plot, and it will get a 2. Plot A focuses on Phineas and Ferb and the gang finding the wedding ring of Linda while Candace is joining in, finding out the moles actually lived there. But Candace uses the drill to find the wedding ring as it was destroyed, but they got out convincingly, which is not the strongest plot in this episode, which it could have been slightly done better, but plot B is by far the strongest as Vanessa focuses on going to Juscelstein for the first time as she experienced new things here while his father Heinz it doesn't experience the same thing that he was when he was little with all the changes of Juscelstein. Maybe thanks to Phineas and Ferb came here once in the Dunkelberry Imperative. It's really nice to see Doofus and Vanessa bonded with each other as he learned how to kickboard in the end, which is so sweet. Characterization will get a 5. There are some funny jokes with Carl and Major Monogram found out Candace entering the lair as they go back, and Candace finding a way to get out of here with Phineas and Ferb the gang helping each other to find Linda's wedding ring. It turned out to be a nice touch towards the end, but the main focus is around Doofus and Vanessa, how they bond with the dynamic again since the original run and this season, which we get to see more. And Vanessa is really enjoying her stuff in Juscelstein as much as it changed from the previous thing of Father's Day to here because of it became legal and Phineas and Ferb probably been there. And Heinz Doofus reliving his old past glories, the bad glories, as he remembers that he doesn't want to put his daughter like that again, just like he did with himself when he was young. Visuals, it's a 5. There are a lot of moments that happen in the visuals, like the drill, the finding the wedding ring, the mole people, the song with the old bad days. A lot of things in Jerusalem's theme that changed a lot, keeps you intrigued. Importance, it's a 3. I know why people think what 3? It's because it's mostly around Doofus and Vanessa bonding with each other, as Vanessa goes to Jerusalem's theme for the first time, and Heinz Doofus being a very popular character with his backstory stuff to relive all the bad old days, which is very important. Entertainment will get a 5, and the total score will be 20 out of 25. Still one less point than Book Flaw, which I prefer more, but this episode is a very well written story for Vanessa and Doofus spending time on Juice's theme, reliving with all the bad things that Doofus had been, and Vanessa going through the test which she successfully done, which is a sweet moment. I enjoyed this episode. Sunny Khan wrote an episode called Mantis Fat, premiered on July the 26th, 2025 on Disney Channel US and Disney XD. The kids build a bird mansion for the rare macaw, while Doof deals with a giant praying mantises.
Of the summer.
If Only Summer Love was the soundtrack was playing in the background, the instrumental version from Lone Known Beach Party Terror from season 1.
Buzzing on their busy efforts, telling me the boys are up to something.
Buford is trapped in the macaw so they can build an invention which Phineas and Ferb are gonna do.
I do not think that is what they sound like.
Mock macaws as they pass through Danville.
Macaws is a group of New World parrots that are long-tailed and often colorful of the tribe of Arani,
Wash themselves with their color-changing plumage.
We sounds and voices and stuff.
which we are going to see later once we get to there, but it's gonna be odd when we find out.
Parrots and chameleons.
Maybe we should have told her about Macaw Mansion.
Well, later in the scene she does get to see it, but how come she not see it from the top? That is some one bin mansion with the color design with the patterns on it. It looks so good. Pulls back and yet, front face.
Build a Perry Palace next. Hey, where is Perry?
And there are different types of fruits. Pineapple, grapes, bananas, apples. And he using it to find. Nice work, Agent P.
Down here.
And we get our first look at the mantis, which is the title of this episode, the mantis fat. And Doofer also used it as a praying mantis as a pose.
Really gotten into home gardening, colony of praying mantises, all female.
And that is why they're gonna propose to marry Doofus once we get to that. And it's pretty hilarious. Praying mantis is the title of the book, like the title of the episode.
Hey, on garden pest. Now's our chance.
How are you gonna get into the garden? You're gonna need to distract them or something to get inside of it. I mean outside.
Ultra Growinator.
It has a reverse switch, but there's an entire army of giant mantises in the way.
What the fuck, dude? You really just sat the mantis, turned them big, and now they taking over your apartment. Now we see a better view of the Big Bird mansion. I really like the designs of it. I really like the patterns of the colors, of the textures of the windows, the blue thing with the patterns with the circles on it. This is well done.
Worth it just to spot some dumb bird. Yes, it is. It was this blurry one where they camouflage themselves as a Sasquatch.
Once the macaw gets captured, and you take a picture of it, it changes into any type of it, like a Sasquatch or animal or Phineas Flynn, which we're gonna see later.
And on the vacancy sign, open for business.
Welcome to our bird mansion.
And that is the song Our Big Bird Mansion, sung by Phineas and the gang, which they go inside of it to show it. And this song was released way before this episode came out, just like the book for Mom Stuck in a Zipline. But we got it right here. Front face, Phineas. I really like how you can see patterns of the fall, the water right there, and also the grass with a lot of leaves there. This is very cool. Why do I always keep seeing front face Bao G? It's really hard to keep on model with the characters, but they doing a great work. Look at Phineas going leaning down while his triangle face is still up. Very nice. And then we first sight of the macaw, as we've seen the different color. It looks detailed. I really like how Isabella and Bauchi look model right here. You just can't escape front face Phineas. It's literally a meme. I really like how everyone's posing well, including Bauchi. And look at Isabel. She's like, I got this. This is a neat. I like how the macaw turned into an old auntie and a chair. Look at the color effects as they morph into it. It looks so good. This is fantastic. As they're in the cage, as they unmorph, as they become a macaw again. Look at the colors. It looks so good. We never got to see them build a big bird mansion, but at least we got the blueprints. At least it looks textured and looks good.
Mock macaws are here, but they keep camouflaging
A giant birdhouse?
The moment the bird maker sound, you finally see it up there. About time.
Thy enemy. I don't know who says that.
That's a reference to Art of War, the book.
Long necks, triangular heads, and bulging eyes.
What a coincidence, because our characters of the gang also has a triangle head along there and the different kind of eyes.
So the only insect that can see in 3D? Look, my Nator. A piece.
You are so lucky that they aren't that smart, otherwise you would have been spotted, but they do anyway.
Mantis fact.
Can you please stop saying mantis fact while clicking your fingers, because look what's happened. Even Perry is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Mantis fact.
You either the smartest or the dumbest person I know.
Oh, 1,000 times yes.
Don't forget, a mantis is a female, and she proposed Doofus to marry him. This is so funny.
The entire tri-state area.
I really like how you can see the Danville buildings right next to Doofus on the side, as well as the plants and Doofus apartment inside. This is good.
Trap Perry the Platypus.
Reminds me of a video when Dan Pollard said, "Minions, trap Perry the Platypus." That probably changed.
My minions! I created them! I created the minions! Minions! Trap Perry the Platypus!
And sometimes that one person is just Carolyn Dunton. I did not create the minions.
That's called karma, right, honey?
I really like how the female mantis is just nodding a little nod.
Vintage carousel horse and come say!
You can hear the instrumental version of Troping at Trope Face.
Take over the tri-state area. Bring the food out on the platter.
This is another funny joke, which I like. This was good.
Wait, mantises eat their husbands?
Mantis fact.
Every time Doofus says mantis, he always clicks with his fingers.
Cooked and served as dinner.
Very cool for Perry the Platypus to use the environment to fight the mantis. Good shit. Another of the collection of front face Phineas. Every time the gang tries to take a picture, they camouflage themselves. It's just really, really difficult to get a right shot of it.
I thought I'd shake things up. Shake things up.
Baljeet's mimicking Buford. I never thought I'd see the day that this happens. As the macaw mimics Buford, you get to see it fades in as it noticed that, which is pretty underwhelming.
Yes, Candace.
And we all thought the day that Candace wins, but we proven wrong.
Oh no, it's
This reminds me of the invasion of the Ferb Snatchers, where Phineas and Ferb built a spaceship for their friend, while Candace trying to show Linda that it became true, but it turned out to be an alien.
There's so many mantises between me and the bottom.
Thankfully, Perry has a backup plan, otherwise you would be cooked. But you do get cooked anyway.
Thank you, Perry the Platypus. It's happening again.
Houston, we got a situation. Okay, I'll stop. And the two satellites again from deconstructing Doof. When it comes to Doof being smart, he is smart. When it comes to being dumb situated, he is very dumb. Perry the Platypus knows how to ink better than you.
Stay single as long as you can.
Says the guy who's been divorced for years and also trying to get a girlfriend. And also Perry the Platypus doesn't have a girlfriend. Nerds of the Feather and At Your Age will prove that. Another At Your Age reference. I really like how Isabella and Phineas look on model while looking at the different angle of the camera. Another Finabella breadcrumb.
Let's try solving our problems.
I love how the gang mimicking each other, and it's also funny as well. The jokes are landing in this episode. It's better than the last episode as the jokes were good, but this is better. When they mock each other, they actually get an attention, which works. And two front face Phineas.
And I like to eat bugs.
And that's my favourite joke in this episode, Isabella mimicking Buford. And he does actually eat a bug in Summer Belongs to You.
Check out my Ferb.
Another one, it's just a lot of them.
Make any biological thing into a mirror.
And I also love Phineas and Ferb and the gang also mimicking each other while they're not arguing and bricking about it. I love it. This is what I love about the gang. They're very creative. Another front face Phineas. He got a taste of his own medicine and his karma for catching Perry the Platypus earlier.
Come on, big me again.
And they almost got it until Candace just comes here and just throws it away again. You should have used the reverse switch again. Well, you kind of forgot about it.
I forgot to hit the reverse switch.
I just said the same thing, man.
Like couples counseling first.
Looks like Danville has their own version of the Cloud Gate from Chicago, and I really like how it reflects it. It looks so good. And the Big Bird Mansion actually started shrinking like that. It's very similar to how Lawrence built a bird thing in the beginning of What Do It Do.
Boys, this deserves pie.
You can't go without the end of the episode without mentioning pie.
Oh no.
This episode turned out to be great, but this is the icing on the cake while the macaw is actually mimicking Phineas to get a picture with Isabella. This is easily the best scene of this episode so far. A W for Finabella fans. Another W.
It's okay, Phineas. Still appreciate all the help.
And she hugs Phineas. Haven't seen that since Summer Belongs to You, but if you want to go in the future 9 years, they do hug each other in At Your Age, which is a bonus. Finabella fans is taking another W. Go figure. Let's fucking go.
I'm gonna treasure this photo even more.
This legitimately caught me by surprise. I was thinking, what happened to Phineas and Ferb and the gang while the macaw is inside the Phil Fletcher's house?
What is even real?
And it said the end with 3 question marks. Reminds me of the invasion of the First Snatcher when Candace said I was a fool and the end title appears and the woodpecker incident in the llama incident in Milo Murphy's Law, which is a question mark, which actually led it to being the next episode, Fungus Among Us, with woodpeckers being involved. So this could actually lead to something in the future, but not as the Candace suit, but this is a whole different thing.
So tired. I should probably get up.
And we got extra content from the good bad old days, which Doofus is laying down, and it's very relatable as I do not want to get out after having a tireless day, so this is relatable. This plot felt like a blast of the past, and I'll give it that. Overall, the score will get a 3. The Bad Old Days has a strong plot focused on Vanessa and Doofus, while Phineas and Ferb gets the backhand of the stick, but they still involve in it. But this felt much stronger than before. Not just focused around Doofus and Perry fighting the Mantis, also Phineas and Ferb and the gang creating the Big Bird Mansion to try to get the macaw to get a picture of it, which they didn't towards the end because of Candace trying to bust her brothers, even though she fails once again. Really like how Doofus say Mantis while clicking his fingers as he becomes the husband and wife together until they eat their husbands, which they do, and he powers up the shrinking than they are, and he became shrunk in the end, which is a pretty dark twist in the end, but we don't know if it's a dream, hallucination, or real, but take your pick. And also, McCall mimicking Candace, Phineas and Ferb and the gang, as well as Linda, is actually shot to me, and it's very well done in a neat way. Characterization will get a 5. I really like the dynamic between Doofus and Perry, even though Perry was captured, but Doofus found out the Mantis fact that they do eat their husbands, and a lot of things about Mantis, as Doofus actually shrunk the Mantis until he was shrunken himself thanks to the satellite deflecting it. I really like how Phineas and Ferb and the gang mimicking themselves while they're trying to capture the macaw is amazing, and Finabella together, which is another W. Everyone in the dynamic of this episode is very well done, and this was very interesting to me. Visuals is a stunning 5. There are a lot of things like the Big Bird Mansion from the outside, the inside, McCall mimicking a lot of people of the gang, also Phineas and Ferb doing the song together with themselves, mimicking each other, how they morph it together, the Mantis facts, Doofus and Perry interacting together. There's a lot of scenes that keeps you intrigued. Importance. It's a 2. I don't think this episode is important unless they build up to somewhere, which I have a feeling this might happen or not, but it depends. Entertainment will go into a 5. Another score of the 20 out of 25s. It's the same score as the previous episode, The Bad Old Days. To be honest, I wish I preferred this episode than that, but both episodes are great in their own right. It just, season 5 continues to be strong despite having few issues with a lack of Phineas and Ferb adventure for some episodes, but this is not focused around them. This episode, it is focused around them, and it's done a very good job. Not just that, Doofer and the Mantis too. The 5th out of the 6th episode in this breakdown, written by Scott Peterson and Joshua Pruitt, in the episode called The Nightmare, premiered on August 2nd, 2025 on Disney Channel US and Disney XD. Doof's dream projector misfires and projects people's dreams for all to see. And we're starting off with the Finn Fletcher family's house, and look at the shadows around it with the atmosphere, with the sky. It looks so cool. Candace is scared right now, even though it was Phineas and Ferb doing it. And Phineas and Ferb is scaring him with the mech suits, as we're going to see when it reveals itself.
Oh, hi Candace. Like our scarecrow mech suits.
Look at the clouds and the sky. It really suits for an episode of The Nightmare, or it's just that. He was fine paying to do an entrance like that. What anticlimactic. I really love the way Caroline Ray said, whoa. Let's hear it again. And that's the second time that Candace is driving since book club, so another episode that takes place after July the 11th. You have very good drifting skills, Candace. I caught you, front face Phineas.
Last butt. Now get your butt into the car.
But you can drive, Linda, too, but overall, Candace is still driving. Every episode is always sunny with the blue sky, but not in this episode, as it has a dark green with different type of sky. It reminds me of the Cloudy Chancellor Mom when Linda turns into a cloud and it changes. And we see Perry's nightmare turn into Giant Perry, but he was fearless in Cheers for Fears, which we don't get to see his nightmare, but we do. But look at the buildings and the size of it. I never get tired of that.
20% bigger.
R.I.P. And this is the 3rd time that WJOP is destroyed again, from Candace Against the Universe and Claudia Chancellor Mom, but this is a dream episode, so yeah.
Harry, is that you?
Perry's worst nightmare is he becomes giant and exposed as a secret agent to anyone, but it's not really fully a nightmare. This is another relatable episode about dreams. It goes on and on and on. If you get like a deepacy, you just think about it.
There's no character development. Dream projectinator. People's dream.
To be honest, you were projecting people's fears in season 4 with the bending machines and all of that, and now you're projecting people's dreams. Doofus, you are one messed up guy.
Oh, hey Perry. I was driving and the...
If you have friends and they tell about each other's dreams, what do you think of other people's dreams? Let me know in the comments down below. As Doof zaps his daughter, you get to see it zaps like that as the pillar appears along with the goggles to see the nightmare. We see some reference of Ducky Momo on the toy from Book Club which Candace had, but this is the first time we listened to the Ducky Momo song in the revival so far. This reminds me of an episode in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien called The Night of the Living Nightmare. Was it when Ben Tennyson was driving the car and he thought that Hex was behind the car and it wasn't there? This is very similar with Vanessa with it. So did the creators watch Ben 10? And I love Ben 10. Who watches Ben 10? Let me know in the comments down below. And that scene was also similar in Night of the Living Nightmare in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. But that wasn't. Hex didn't do that. The Ducky Momo Apocalypse. Vanessa singing Your Worst Nightmare as Olivia Olson cooks up another song, and she actually did a song without the quacking, which you can find on her Instagram, which is a link in the Wikipedia. I really love this shot with Vanessa facing Ducky Momo as the Ducky Momo turns into a moon. Yep, Ducky Momo is zombies. And Vanessa can fight. She is such a badass when she's doing it, even in her dreams.
Oh, it's a pile of contradictions.
While you see Buford and Balji are actually playing chesses. I know it's a dream and that doesn't really scare me at all, but this gives me nightmare fuel. And you can't escape the wrath of front face Phineas. And look at Isabella, she's like determined to face it.
Look out for the hypothalamus.
Went back and yet front face Phineas with his eyes closed. Not just one frame of front face Phineas, but two.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here for chat.
I'm here for Alexa.
Duck Island is a reference to Love Island. Of course, just of course. I don't watch Love Island, but I know it is. But that won't be the last time, as Duffer will go there in Dungeons and Dating.
Definitely here for the wrong reason.
Another Ben 10 reference?
See, rainstorm!
And it shoots out electricity like Brainstorm. So 2 Ben 10 references in this episode, even though it's not intended.
Physically impossible.
If I see this in real life, I'll be thinking, oh lord, no. I can jump on them, nice thinking Buford, but you can't escape it.
Human-mouthed horses.
Vanessa's nightmare is nightmare fuel, but not much, but Buford and Balji's nightmare is nightmare fuel, but not the rest, unless we get until we see it.
Horses.
And the horse in this dream is voiced by Corey Burton, who does the farmer. And don't forget he does the voice of Malware in Ben 10. Sorry for the Ben 10 reference, but I can't help myself.
Where you gave life, I have brought destruction. Her creations are no more.
Furious force hungering for her.
It looks like a purple cloud with a mouth with a teeth with it, but of course you can't escape with Mysterious Force reference.
Candace,
Tigerian. I didn't quote this for the first time, but the third time I rewatched this, it's actually a reference to Game of Thrones. As you see, the cloud of heart is breaking up as Jeremy, as the dragon goes away, as Candace has a tear on her eye. Of course, it's another reference to Game of Thrones. Go figure.
No, they're not such bad little fellas.
Candace's nightmare is a real-life nightmare with Phineas and Ferb building inventions, as her mom will fail to see again, as we see. She just can't let go of the name Mysterious Force. And her mom looking like that in her nightmare, oh boy, look at these eyes, like Eye Guy from Ben 10. Another Ben 10 reference. There's a teddy bear and Vanessa's high heels, so this could be another reference of Vanessa, but overall it's not focused around that. It's just Ferb's trippy dream, as we get to see. It's more than a trippy dream than a nightmare. Of course, Vanessa's Jackie's in the dream. Of course, Ferb just really thinks about Vanessa.
You should see my nightmares.
Perry's nightmare is being exposed as an agent as he is giant. Vanessa with Ducky Momo, Buford Balji with the brains and all of that, which is nightmare filled. But this is the less nightmare feel with Ferb. It's more like a trippy dream. As the dark grey clouds is there, you get to see the lights, including the Finn Fletcher's house, as you can see the background with the tree shadow of it, and they're doing a fantastic job of it. We never seen that in the original at times, but yeah, this is stunning. This is what I like about the revival so far. We have seen Isabella's house, but not in her room for a while, as she celebrates the Hanukkah, which is still there. The bedroom layout is different compared to it. You get to see the frame of the patches, and it looks different compared to the original one, as many of the layout is very similar to the original one, but it's very coloured in, and it looks sharp, it looks clear. Of course she is blushing because you know why? The triangle-headed boy. I'm trying not to be nitpicky around here, but where is Pinky the Chihuahua? He hasn't appeared in a single episode in season 5 of the revival so far, even though he didn't appear in Bend It Like Doof, which is such a shame. The Fireside Girl Lodge. I haven't been there since Lord of the Firesides in season 5, and it's one of my favorite episodes. Dream or not, Fireside Girls actually does have a sleepovers, as Isabella mentioned it in Ferb TV while doing the commercial of it. It had to do with the cupcakes again. I thought Isabella's nightmare would be about her failure to have a crush with Phineas, but overall, this is alright too. Even it's a dream, it's not your fault. I do that at times. I don't really sleep. I just grab the food in the fridge or in the cupboard to eat food at the night.
Looks like there's only one solution.
Isabella's using a Fireside Girl patch with a bandana. It looks so cool. This is very similar to Vanessa's nightmare feel, but with the cupcake. So that's gonna fill them up too.
Out a lot more random and nature.
You always shoot at randomos since season 1. You always been doing that.
Your personal best, sir.
Innate misfires today is 28. No one really calculated very well. Man, damn, you gotta work on your aim or auto aim. You know that reference. It's a reference to Psycho. Go figure. And Doofer closed it, which is hilarious. But it actually looks like blood we can't see because it's a kids show. But it's not a kids show. It's all around show for everyone to watch. I thought his nightmare would be the bending machine, which he referenced it in the second dimension, and Cheers for Fears, but not in this episode, which is absolutely strange. His nightmare is to take over the tri-state area. Maybe he could have build a dino robots, just like the second dimension doof. The song is called Dreamscape Drama, which is a song from this episode right here, as we're going to see all the nightmares that's going to appear. Everything is coming through the projectile of everything of the nightmare. Every combined nightmare is coming in.
There's a platypus controlling me.
Ah, that's a callback. That is a great callback. I love that callback. This is a very popular callback. And do not sleeping about all the nightmares is going to happen. That's a nice way to end it. And Perry the Platypus pulled the wire out the nightmare nail instead of using the self-destruct button, and that's another rare episode of that. They may be nemesis, but they do care about each other. Nice. And they had to add the jump scare at the end. Just so cliche, but overall, very fun episode. Alright, another time for the ratings. The plot will get a 2. As Perry trying to stop Doofer from using the nightmare nail, which he uses as to project everyone's movies like a dream, which Phineas and Ferb references in Phineas and Ferb Get Busted in season 1, and it predicts that, as many of them have been a nightmare feud like Vanessa, with trippy ones like Ferb, and also many dreams that are so trippy and very, very cohesion with it. But it didn't do much for some parts, but it's very interesting and very intrigued to keep you engaged. Characterization will get a 5. Again, no problem with the characterization, as we get to see Vanessa, Beefon and Balji, Isabella, Phineas, Perry the Platypus, all in their characters having nightmares, and Candace as well. So at least we've seen the evidence of it, as Doofus first gone to see as Perry the Platypus put him in the pillow and a cushion under it, which is so sweet towards the end. Everyone else is very on point, even though it's not much, but it still keeps consistency. The visuals has some stunning moments, but I'm gonna give it a 4. Also great animation with different designs, different color sketchings of the nightmare sequences. Danville, instead of being blue and white sky clouds with a different color palette, it looks so good for the atmosphere in this episode, but the pacing is just too far. There are times I criticize the slow pacing too much, but it has to work for the cohesion, but It didn't in this episode. I really like this episode, what it does with the visuals, but it's still stunning, but I wish we got more, but the pacing is just way too fast. Importance, it's a 2, and entertainment will get a 5. Overall, the total score is an 18 out of 25. There are interesting things about this episode, but it's kind of misleading as we don't get many nightmare things about it. As first one is trippy, Candace one is fantasy, and a lot of that. It's such a shame we don't get Phineas Flynn's nightmare, as it will probably be the similar thing in Summer Belongs to You, going a mental breakdown. If as much as I like this episode, it's still good, but we could have got so much more. But overall, I'm satisfied for what we got. Josh Pruitt wrote an episode called Doof in Retrograde, premiered on August 2nd, 2025 on Disney Channel US and Disney XD, which is the last episode before entering a 2-month hiatus break, which is the mid-season finale. Doof becomes the center of his own solar system while Irving tries to impress Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and the gang started off by finding a giant dandelion in the skyline, and built by who?
Fantastic, Baljeet.
You may fly in the dandelion, but you can't escape the front face, Phineas. As you can see in the bird's eye view, you get to see Irving running to Baljeet running, and this is the first time he enters the backyard in the revival.
Did I just miss them?
Approximately 11 minutes.
Flying on the skyline dandelion for 11 minutes is so long. I would be less than 3 minutes.
These are tingling. Unicycles can rather love it if they can be powered by raw vegetables.
Irving has some great ideas, which is a great thing. At least they toned down the creepiness a bit, hopefully.
Came up with that on your own?
I always said in my statement before the breakdown, I always said Baljeet is the smartest out of the Phineas and Ferb gang, and he always will be.
An actual prototype? Maybe I can impress Phineas and Ferb.
My new protege?
Professor Baljeet.
That is foreshadowing on what he's going to become as a professor in At Your Age. Another At Your Age reference. And we're getting a duo that we never seen before, Stacy and Perry, and now Baljeet and Irving, and these two do work together, but another one will be later when we get to Drugenfist.
We are going to...
Where's Perry?
Sorry, Agent P.
This reminds me of the Great Indoors when Perry the Platypus slips in his chair. And Perry the Platypus is pissed because he moved his chair. I wouldn't blame him too. Major Monogram looks weird in this frame, but remember when he was laughing at Perry for slipping his chair? Not today, Major Monogram.
Curse your furniture-based shenanigans.
And that won't be the last time that Major Monogram will say curse you. Man, I hate that sound. Imagine you hear it screeching. It hurts your ears. I like the way he said, I am watching you, Carl. Get him, Agent P. Get him.
Every day I fail.
I like how she grabs her hair as it goes in 2 separate frames like that.
Like the universe is punishing me for bringing attention to it.
She mentioned about the universe being against her once again. Where do we heard of that before?
Mysterious force?
Another reference of the Mysterious Force. This gets more mention about the Mysterious Force in this season combined with season 1 to season 4 of the original one.
I'm gonna play hard to get.
Well, Stacy did give you advice about hard to get in the car wash episode.
What am I going to do, Stacy?
You've got to play hard to get.
Blase bust. Blase.
And that will be the second episode that Candace will try to play cool since Sci-Fi Pie Fly in season 3.
Into my orbit and be my saddle.
And he made a nail of the galaxy of the planets, and look around it. The designs look very intriguing. It's just like, there were many designs that look good, but this is fantastic. And there was a scene of Dan Power and the writers doing a lot of shenanigans about this episode, which you will find on TikTok.
So how does it work when...
Okay, so he's got the thing on it, it revolves around him, and he's trying to like eat, and then the ball would like in his hand. It looks like this. And he's really happy about it.
Do the planets have pupils and irises?
Yes, of course. Happy New Year. Alright, so Josh is Doof.
Yes. Okay. It's always good to have visual aids when you're pitching a gag.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
My kind of a big deal-inator. My ex-wife.
He mentions about his ex-wife again since Agent T14 when Dr. Dominion asked him a question about it.
So I created this gravity vest from, I don't know, pencil shape.
As you see, the materials actually combining to make a planet. As you get to see, it's starting to morph with the donuts, the plates, and all of that. Look at this as it morphs into it, as it turns into a planet, as it fully falls. This is very sick. This is very, very cool to see.
You realize that
Really all it's cracked up to be.
It's just stole my jacket.
And that's the second time that Vanessa's jacket has been lost. That one of them being in Ferb's dream, which is a dream. Really like the planets on orbit while playing the guitar and piano. This looks sick. Here it comes. And this song is called The Center of the Universe, sung by none other than Heinz Doofenshmirtz while the planets orbit. And there was one change once we get to that, but overall, this is actually one of my favorite songs. Top 3 right now. It used to be the Haberdasher, but now this song replaces it. It's easily my top 3, but still isn't better than Ain't No Slumber Party. But it's your opinion. What do you think? Before this episode came out, Dan Pothermar actually did a YouTube show about Doofer being a spinning top until he changed it to add weight, which is better in my opinion.
Okay, we got an episode back in color and it had this in the animation.
I'm the center of the universe.
And I had a problem with this. These are blur frames, and used sparingly, they look great, but you should not use them for more like 2 or 3 frames. And this goes on for a bit, and it sort of just looks like he turns into a top. And it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like a real character. It doesn't feel like he has any weight. This is sort of what we sent over, was just like arrows indicating that he's turning around, but nobody asked for specific poses there. It just sort of fell through the cracks, and now it's late in the process. So I got my drawing pad out, and I drew these poses to give him some weight and make him feel like he's really dancing up there. Now it looks like this.
I'm the center of the universe.
And most people wouldn't even notice the difference between those two things, but I feel like they would feel the difference. I think he feels more like a real character now. And that's what we're always going for in animation. So I think it was worth the effort.
But Perry turns into a spinning top, and this makes a lot of sense. I may be the sun, but over the wall. That's some sick bars right there from Doofenshmirtz. But Doofenshmirtz turns into a spinning top right here, but this actually fits. Choreography of the song, of the animation, of the music's done very well. Look at that. Do not go into that black hole because you won't exist ever again. It's one of the most catchy songs in the revival so far. There's a lot, but this is my favorites. And we get to see Irving's house again. Don't forget his neighbor is Addison Sweetwater, one of the members of the Fireside Girls. Irving's house still looks the same, as it looks brighter in the revival than the original, as the garage door is changed and the pattern of the floor has changed a bit. There's a lot of them, it's still the same, but some aspects of the estate of Phineas and Ferb changed. The rock version of the Quirky Worky song, I haven't heard that since The Secret of Success in Season 2. I really love how Irving and Balji are working together in the garage to create something. I really hope we get more of that in Season 6.
Casual, so casual. Respondents, call her. You know, slowly.
I really like how they keep in her busting fresh instead of the same thing like mom, 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 showing things in the back. I don't mind it. It's just some episode needs to be freshened up, and this is one of them. The song is called Gimme the Food. I really like how Linda's vibing in the car. I would be too.
Right before the best part of the song.
Relatable, Linda. There are so many relatable things in Phineas and Ferb which relates to the audience, which I like.
If that's convenient for you or not.
Feeling okay, dear?
Not being interested in anything the boys may or may not perhaps be participating in or thereabouts casually.
And Candace still trying to bust them in another way, and she's trying to keep it cool, which is I like. It's like something in her.
Sitting in my car at the taco shop because I like the smell.
Rating.
Candace is going crazy, but not the type of crazy as she is before with her shenanigans. That sounds like the orchestra of the extended version of Perry the Platypus, the instrumental one.
Orbits are tightening faster than I thought.
I really love how Perry flips like that. It looks sick. I'll be sweating too, Doof, if I was you. And there's the self-destruct button in this back.
The literal gravity of the situation. No, my arm.
and you getting squished by planets. Doofenshmirtz's plans always so ridiculous in the revival so far. Revive the evil salad, which actually led to the Candace suit. He does some stupid things which actually led to chaos in Danville.
My young Padawan.
Of course, it's a reference to Star Wars because of that line. And speaking of, I really hope they do the Empire Strikes Back and Rise of the Jedi. I would like to see that. I really love Phineas and Ferb Star Wars.
We have something that was made by Phineas and Ferb.
As Irving walks slowly, you get to see it kind of felt off like this when it goes to steps. This scene kind of felt off to me. And we see an Easter of the books. December 2013, Jan 2014, February 2014, May 12, April 2012, which could be a reference to some episode which the writers do. So, yeah.
That is creepy.
I was about to say the same thing, but you beat me to it, Baljeet.
Bro. The Blendercopter. And Issa too.
Baljeet calls her Issa. The only person that also calls her that is actually her mom, Vivian. And that was in the episode called Hide and Seek, which is actually Irvin's first appearance. But other people call her Izzy in Where's Perry Part 1 in Izzy Got the Frizzies.
Limited praise as an emotionally restrained mentor. Stop.
Ooh, here goes something.
I really love Irvin and Baljeet working together in this episode. I really hope we get more in season 6. The writers done a great job of doing unexpected duos together like Doof and Isabella, which makes it amazing. It reminds me of an episode called The Road to Rhode Island in Family Guy, where Brian and Stewie actually team up together as the main characters for the first time. And who directed this episode? Dan Proverman. And Linda is arriving. I never seen this store before next to it. That's new.
The mysterious force isn't watching.
I should have done a mysterious force count, but I'm glad I didn't. It would have been too much.
Oh, just walk with me.
I really like how the shadow changes as Candace is closer to the car. I really like that.
Tint of our house paint. Color it is?
Never really noticed that, no.
To be honest, Linda, I have no idea what it is either.
Sounds like the kids are having fun.
I know Linda's ability is the reason why Phineas and Ferb doesn't get busted, but Candace, tell her to turn around. Perry the Goatopus coming in clutch once again. The shaky cam looks weird in this frame, but I like the explosion. Another episode when he said thank you to Perry the Platypus. Was it in the good bad old days? And also was it when he turns into an insect in the Haberdasher? Another 2 frames of front face Phineas.
Side for pie.
Looks like Phineas is starting to sound like his mom with pie.
Just catch them.
It's not that Phineas and Ferb's inventions disappear, Irvin and Baljeet's too. Oh my word.
Plaza A is a total bust.
Let it all out, honey.
And not just Candace goes crazy about it, it's just that she's on her knees knowing that she failed once again.
We should repaint the house.
Pause and again front face Phineas, even though Irvin is dragging him.
Vincent got taken away. Just like Phineas and Ferb. How amazing is that?
Now he's doing the air fostering pose like that, and he gets excited that his invention disappeared, even though Baljeet is not convinced by it.
He get taken away too.
Oh, look at this thing of front face Phineas. He looks smiling. Irvin broke the fence. At least Phineas and Ferb can repair it.
Yeah, the gate's right there.
For real, Buford? For real. And there was a video of Dan Power doing this song behind the scene. Look at Linda vibing with that song. I would be too if I was in the car. Time to finish the first 6 episodes of this video's ratings. The plot will get a 2. It just felt like a classic old formula, and it does very well with Doofenshmirtz with the planets around him as he's going to use it to make it a whole thing, but it turned out he lost all control as Perry the Platypus stopped him, and also Phineas and Ferb riding and the gang riding on the dandelion. Well, if Irvin and Baljeet worked together to make a bike thing, and it turned out it was disappeared because of Perry the Platypus and combining it together. Characterization will get a 5. Even in every episode, it's very consistent with the 5s, including Irvin and Baljeet working together. Hopefully we get more of this in the future in season 6. Phineas and Ferb and the gang do what they want with the dandelion, as Candace using her personality to stay cool to try and bust her brothers again, but end up failing. Really like how Doofus are trying to use the plants to take over the tri-state area, while Perry the Platypus saved him and stopping him at the same time. As he doesn't fight him, everyone else is very consistent with the characterization. The visuals, it's a 5. The visuals is a 4. It's still very good, but it's just too fast paced. It's the reason why some people don't enjoy it. But there were a lot of good things like the center of the universe, Doofus walking around with the planet, Candace being cool, the dandelions, Irving and Baljeet working together. It's still very good. Importance, it's a 2. And entertainment, you know what the score is. And it's the same score as the previous episode, The Nightmare Nator. Those are 2 standard episodes that are very, very interesting. But it's not the best of all, but it's still very good. I don't want to give it too high and I don't want to rate it too low. 8 around the score around 17, 18 is enough to convince me otherwise. Do I think the episodes has so much potential? Yes, but is it still very good? Yes, because I have no issues with it, but it's just still enjoyable to watch no matter what.